It's 2026 and we continue to upgrade the hero pair guides, which we know that are successful in open field PvP. I'm already having close to 20 million merits, and it's not even last zone, so yeah, we are doing really fine with archer hero pairs, right? So we made the Maggrat and Zayda full guide, updated full guide, and right now it's time for us to speak about the second hero pair, which I believe is doing absolutely fine for me. And I really hope after watching this guide, you will be playing with this hero pair with a good success just like me, right? It's of course my second hero pair for archer and marksman hero pairs. It's of course Kinnara and Mu Hsiang, right? The general idea about this hero pair is really simple, right? For me, Kinnara and Mu Hsian is a debuff for hero pair. One, for example, Kinnara is giving a lot of march speed slows, and in open field PvP, march speed decrease is really valuable, right? Also, we should not forget that Kinnara has defense break, which is always good, another debuff. Plus, we know that Kinnara has one of the highest counter-attack damage towards the opponents, right? And healing with the healing of Mu Hsiang, which will help Kinnara to stay alive longer in the battlefield. It's really successful hero pair for me, right? If the opponent is attacking me, we are getting a lot of merits. If not, we are debuffing, we are giving from Mu Hsiang healing received reduction, which is one of the most rare debuffs in the game, right? We never should forget that Mu Hsiang is healing a lot by herself, and she has pretty nice buffs for the for the archer gameplay, right? Such as defense bonus, a legion attack bonus, 20% is really good, right? The fourth skill, which is generally my favorite skill from the Mu Hsiang, is all damage dealt bonus, and since we know that Kinnara is a skill damage user and counter-attack damage user, all damage dealt buffs are great with the counter-attack, with skill damage, with normal attack, and such as, right? So this is the combination which I have been playing for a couple of KVKs with a big success, right? Of course, there is one more topic, right? Which is the skill order? Which one you can upgrade first, Kinnara or Mu Hsiang? Fortunately or unfortunately, both of the heroes are PvP heroes, which means no matter which one you're gonna upgrade first, it's what matters is that every single level will be important. Every single level, no matter which skill, either on Mu Hsiang or Kinnara, will be successful. Which means just do it randomly, you won't gonna go wrong. Every single skill needs to be on a 5 level and awaken at the end of the day, right? But if you are archer player, I'm pretty sure you are going for Kinnara first, because Kinnara is a marksman hero and you want to have as much marksman heroes strong in your lineup, right? And yeah, that's the idea behind the Kinnara and Mu Hsiang for me, which have been pretty successful. But we don't stop here. We are going to speak about the talents. We know that Kinnara is a primary hero for this hero pair, a marksman, PvP, and control talent tree, which is really good in my opinion, right? With the style which we are using. For me, this is the talent tree which I have been using for quite a while, and I'm planning to test something different quite soon. I want to go on the PvP half, but right now this is the talent tree which I have been using past 3-4 KVKs, right? I went for the control talent tree. Of course, we never forget that march speed is really valuable for archers, right? That's why overall speed max here, and marksman speed maximum here, right? We are utilizing all the march speed increases from the talents which we can get. Plus, I went for the Cyclone Seal when casting a rage skill, inflicts slow on target legion, reducing their march speed by 15%. I like march speed reductions in general in Call of Duty, especially from the ranged players. I know Soul Siphon is nice, but my playstyle is in a way that I generally don't like to get hit by a lot of times. That's why more valuable for me is to get march speed decrease for our opponents, right? After that, it starts to give us one of the most important talents from the talent tree for Kinnara, and that's of course ambush, right? When your legion launches a normal attack, they have a 10% chance to inflict defense break on the target legion, reducing their defense by 5% for 5 seconds. This is the most important talent from the talent tree for Kinnara, in my opinion, because of Snow Peak Rock, which we're gonna speak later in the video, right? Next one is a Sage hero skill damage dealt increase, and of course Reticent, basically the silence, right, for 2 seconds. I know Reticent is not really the highest value. 2 seconds is not the too much time, it's generally nothing, right? That's why I'm planning to go for the PvP. I want to get Army of Valor, right? But until right now, this talent tree have been working absolutely fine. That's why I don't want to break it right now, but maybe in the future I will. For the half, I went for the Marksman talent tree. I got Intimidation for more hero skill damage dealt bonus, and of course Bullseye. Bullseye is generally the most frequent talent tree for the archer gameplay, for the half, and maybe not for the full, right? So yeah, this is the Kinnara talent tree. We are going for the control, and this one have been working really nicely for my archer hero pairs, right? We don't generally stop here. We also have to speak about the artifacts, right? There is a couple of artifacts which you can use, and there is one artifact which is best in slot for Kinnara and Mu Hsian, right? I believe Rattle Spear is amazing. I believe for Kinnara gameplay, Rattle Spear is one of the best artifacts in the game. It's assault artifact. It also should have some control in it because we are reducing the march speed towards our opponents. That's a control skill. We are giving them defense penetration, ignore 10% of enemies' defense for 7 seconds, and that's level 1, right? But I want to say one important aspect. This artifact deals huge damage, especially if you have Exemplar Wish Rattle Spear. The amount of damage Rattle Spear with Witcher Strike will deal, you will blow your mind, right? But unfortunately for me, I just have level 1, and this defense penetration helps a lot, right? One weakness which Rattle Spear actually has, whenever you are using skill, you have to stand still and don't move, right? If you're gonna move, you are canceling your skill. But Exemplar Wish artifact for the Rattle Spear removes this kind of thing, and basically you can move around and deal damage from the Rattle Spear. That's the Exemplar Wish artifact for the Rattle Spear. That's what makes it so good, right? What if you don't have Rattle Spear so far? You can always go for the Shadow Blades, for example, generic artifact for archer gameplay, and for more defensive purposes, you can always go for Heart of Kamasi, right? You will do less damage, you will be more tanky, but the longer you're gonna stay alive around the battlefield, more merits you are going to get while using Heart of Kamasi, right? So basically, these two artifacts can be used on most of the archer heroes, especially early. And then you are trying to acquire the exclusive artifacts, right? One of them is Rattle Spear for Kinnara. It's really easy to understand because this is the weapon Kinnara actually is holding. And trust me, this artifact can deal huge amount of damage if you know how to use it, right? If you are canceling your skill every single time, then unfortunately you aren't gonna deal a lot of damage from the artifact and from the hero pair itself, right? So yeah, that's the artifacts which you can get, which you can use for the basic artifacts and also from the exclusive ones, right? The next topic which I wanted to speak is, of course, war pits, right? War pits are like third heroes. That's why it's important to understand which war pit you have to build, because every single war pit, in order for you to build it, requires a lot of time, unfortunately, right? Snow Peak Rock is the perfect war pit for the Kinnara and in general defense break gameplay, and let me explain you why, right? The concentration skill, the attack range is medium, but it has a 30% chance to deal damage to the target legion when inflicting defense break. Basically, if your opponent does not have defense break, you are not dealing this damage. Damage factor doesn't apply. You are only getting Legion physical attack. And let me tell you one thing, right? Legion physical attack is amazing for archers. And plus the skill damage factor from the concentration, if you are applying the defense break, it is generally huge, right? So that's why you need to have some talent trees for the defense break. Kinnara has defense break on awakening skill, and that's why on early game I have been using Kinnara and Nico, because Nico also had defense break until I awakened Kinnara. When I awakened Kinnara, then no problems, we got even more abilities to apply defense break on our opponents, and that's the reason why I chose to have another hero with healing, right? I believe concentration 3 skills is nice. Trigger chance, of course, why not? 30% is not really that much, and we already have 50% chance, which is really a lot, right? And of course, intense concentration, damage dealt bonus increase is pretty nice. Of course, chain strike, you might say, why advanced chain strike? I like healing on my every single archer hero pair. I'm trying my best to put healing not only on hero pairs, but also in war pits, right? One more thing which I want to upgrade this war pit is to get the Blood Roar 2-star. Right now I was working on Shadow Manticore. I finished my Barbed Manticore, and right now it's time for me to collect the pet currencies to make Blood Roars 2-star, because the crit rate increase will be a pretty good amount, right? Pretty huge. So yeah, this is the primary war pet for the Kinnara Mu Hsian, and if you don't want to upgrade Snowpeak Rock, there is one generic war pet which you can always go back to, and that's of course Sand Lizard, right? Sand Lizard will give you heals, and that's it, right? Then, like, this is the only thing which this war pet will apply to you, but don't get me wrong, healing is quite important for archer gameplay. Marksmen generally like to get a lot of healing in open field PvP. That's the way the archer gameplay have been in the past year or so, right? After the introduction of Maggrat Zayda and Shadow Manticore, it was pretty obvious that healing would be really important for archer gameplay. So yeah, basically you have two war pits, Snowpeak Rock, perfect version, the average version Sand Lizard, then even weaker version you can always go for Nightrock, but it won't gonna do much, right? Nightrock is more normal attack crit rate user, and that's how this war pit is being used. So yeah, this is the hero pair which I have been using for past 3 KVKs with a huge success, honestly. Not only the debuffs and not only the control gameplay was important for my 5 March, this hero pair actually deals quite a good amount of damage. This skill, I already knew this skill would be great with Kinnara when I read the first time Mu Hsian was introduced to the game, and I was correct, right? I was correct. It doesn't really mean that I will stop with Kinnara Mu Hsian forever. Maybe later in the future I will try to change up the heroes and hero pairs, and hopefully with the new heroes coming to the game, we are going to get even more interesting hero pairs, right? And as you can see, archer gameplay is still going strong. It's really far for me to end the KVK, and we are already getting close to 20 million merits with only marksman hero pairs, right? Which is really happy place. I'm trying my best to get to 30 million merits with only marksmen. Let's see how successful I will be with that, right? If I will be, of course, I will let everyone know that, yeah, you can play with archers. You kinda have to understand how general gameplay happens, right? As always, I hope this 2026 hero pair guide will be helpful for you. If it will be, press like, subscribe, share. It always gives me more and more motivation when you do that, right? I wish everybody amazing day, morning and night. We are going to see each other really soon. Bye bye and good luck.